welcome to Southern Mamas Be Like. My name is Eva Marie Everson. I had a Southern mama, and I am a Southern mama. And I'm joined today by my good friend, Jane Jenkins Herlong.
Hello.
Hello, and look at what she's wearing.
Absolutely stunning.
All right, you have to tell everybody what this is because y'all are not going to believe this.
Well, my mother, we're talking about clothing today.
That's what we're going to talk about. Yeah.
Please. And y'all chime in. We want to hear about the clothing. So every season we would go try to find a reversible fur and leather vest. And I said, Mom, they don't make them anymore. I know I'll find one. And so take me to Belk. So we would go. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Jenkins. They don't make them anymore. I said, so she called me one time and she said, guess what? Your brother's wife, okay, I'm not going to say it out loud, found me a reversible fur and leather vest, and it's absolutely beautiful. I said, Mom, really? Where did number wife get it from? And she said, Goodwill.
Only in the South.
She said, Goodwill, it was only $25. So she said, I've got it on. I love it. It's reversible. And
or as we say in the South, she got it at the Goodwill.
At the Goodwill. $25.
Yeah. $25.
So,
wow.
I said, Mama, it's fur. She said, oh, it's so pretty. But I think this was the clue here. I think somebody spilled a little Clorox on it. Where is it?
Oh.
So, yeah,
yeah.
And I said, oh, Mama, Clorox. That doesn't sound right. I said, does it have a tag? What kind of fur it is? She said, well, it's beautiful. And all of a sudden I heard, it's possum. It's possum. She said, I don't know whether to spray it and throw it in the yard or throw it in the trash. And I said, possum, Mama, what? She said, oh, wait a minute. It's educated possum. I don't know where she got that word from. It's an educated possum.
It's an educated possum.
Oh, yeah. She said, it's from New Zealand. I said, oh, yeah, they got an IQ over there. Trash cans. No, they don't play dead on the road. So she loved her jacket.
Definitely not a Georgia possum because our possums don't look like that.
No, they're gray. Oh, right. I'm getting hot.
Ugly.
I'm getting hot and I'm feeling like I want to play dead. So,
yeah.
So Eva Marie, Mama never wore it on the possum side out. I could not get her to wear it on the possum. And this is something I talk about in my speeches.
Oh, my goodness.
About Mama's possum vest.
Yeah.
And so
Lord.
Finally, it was like November. It was like a little nippy. And I was speaking in Myrtle Beach. And I said, Mama, you want to go? It's just, I spend one night.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, that would suit her. And so sure enough, I run into this little restaurant and I parked across the road. It was a little place in Murrells Inlet that we love, the seafood place.
Yeah.
And it was an odd night. So I knew there wouldn't be that crowded. So I went in and I said, can we just get a place for two? And she said, yeah, but you got to hurry because we're expecting a great big crowd of people. So I went to the edge of the road and yelled, Mama, they can see us now. Hurry up. And she got out and she called it her O. She said, I got my O on. And first side out, first time. So I said, well, hurry up and run across the highway. So she ran to the yellow line, and I couldn't believe it, Eva Marie. She stopped, and she looked to her right. She looked to her left. And then she flipped it back on the leather side and ran the rest of the way. I said, what are you thinking? She said, I was afraid I was going to get hit. We have laughed about that thing, and I love telling that story. And I truly, I'm scratching now because
yeah. She thought she was going to be roadkill.
Oh Lord, yeah, it was so funny. But that's one of her favorite little that she wanted forever, and it's still looking pretty good.
You know what? With my mother, and I definitely remember certain dresses, and my mother would wear house dresses, like Donna Reed, and she was just about that petite as well. So I remember this green, and I guess you would say it's kind of a mottled, material that she dress that she had, and for some, and they were belted, those thin belts about that high. But I don't honestly remember, other than that dress, anything specific that my mother wore. I mean, she had the cutest little gingham shorts with the matching tops and the little sweaters and pedal pushers. I remember the pedal pushers and that kind of thing. She was just so cute.
Oh, let me tell
And
you,
she
they
could
call
do
those
that,
sweaters.
Laura Petrie. The Laura
Yeah, they
Petrie.
call them
Yeah,
a twin
the little
set.
yeah.
Twin set. That's the name
Yeah,
of it.
the twin sets. Yeah,
Yeah.
she could do that with the little capris and all that. Because she was so tiny. Um, but what I remember, if anybody ever says, what is the one thing that your mother wore that you remember specifically? It was those high heel shoes, those spiky high heel shoes with the points in the front.
Roach killers.
And I remember walking behind her at church, going from Sunday school to the church outside, coming out of the Sunday school building, walking up that sidewalk, going into the church, and looking down and thinking, how in the world, even as a child, how in the world does she balance on these? I mean, it's like walking on a pogo stick, right? And she had that perfect walk, like a Marilyn Monroe walk. Well, years later, of course, they kind of came back around and I put them on and thought, how in the world am I supposed to walk in these? I never could walk in those shoes. They were just too spiky. I could do the kitten heels and I could do, maybe 2-inch or whatever, but not they were thin.
The stiletto.
Like a stiletto, but not like a stripper stiletto.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you that Mama said on, like, when you go down Charleston on King Street, honey,
Right.
hat, gloves.
Oh, yes.
Shorts,
yes.
Black pumps.
Yes.
And that, iconic purse.
Oh,
And
yes.
that's what everybody wore. Can you imagine walking on concrete cement sidewalk, and then plus Charleston,
and that's what she was walking
streets.
on,
Yeah.
and had the clutch purse and the gloves and the pillbox hat, had all of that. And what a beautiful time for fashion for women. And of course we can attribute so much of that to Jackie Kennedy.
Oh, absolutely.
Every Southern woman wanted to be Jackie.
And
didn't matter if you were Republican or Democrat.
That's right. Their pearls too.
Yeah.
The little T9C ones.
Yeah. Well, like I've got on right now.
So elegant.
These were mothers. These were mothers' pearls. So
that's pretty.
Yeah.
I love that. I think when I think about my mother's wardrobe, it's like this is terrible to say, but I think the cross your heart bra was the big deal. The lift and step.
Yes. Yes.
And they almost all of them look like Madonna coming. Outfit that it looked like she was.
They were a little pointed. They were a little pointed. Yeah.
And I remember her walking down the steps. She and Daddy going out, and she had this green dress that was fitted. Yeah. And this big black belt that was gorgeous. I mean, just wide. Yeah. And these black pumps. And of course, she had her Lady Clairol number 82 or whatever it was.
Oh, yes.
I thought she was Miss America. I was like,
I thought there was not a more beautiful woman than Mother. And my mother did not wear a lot of makeup. She didn't have to. She had beautiful olive complexion and big dark eyes. And so I can remember she would put on a little bit of face cream and then, maybe a little bit of powder or something like that. But if she was going somewhere like church or out to dinner or her little circle meetings and, those kinds of things, she would wear red lipstick.
Oh, yes.
And yes. And I thought there was nothing better than jumping out of bed first thing the next morning, because usually I had already gone to bed by the time she came in, running into the bedroom. And there would still be that imprint of red lipstick on her lips. Yeah. Because it was still there. And I just thought, oh, how elegant, to be a grown woman and get to wear red lipstick.
Well, I got so tickled because when I would sit by my good friend Lee's at church, and I would go, Mom and Daddy always went, well, Mama did early. And then there was the big long service and then the choir. And there was a woman, She had black hair, and it was real. It was before everybody was kind of like crimping hair.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she
yeah.
had that look.
That beehive.
And she was, yes, and she was the first one I ever knew to wear glossy red lipstick.
Oh.
And when she would sing, it'd be like, oh, like the soprano, oh, like that. And my friend Lisa and I would go, she's singing. We didn't know anything, okay? She's singing so hard, her lips are sweating. We didn't know about any gloss lipstick.
Right. Yeah,
It was the first time.
Oh, that's
Well,
so
aren't
funny.
those some fun memories of just the style, the
Right.
makeup?
Yes. And you know what, guys, gals, we would love to hear your stories. So please comment. Let us know. Let us hear from you. Something that your mother wore. We're gonna keep doing this, and then we'll bring you in and let you tell us about your mother.
That's right. We got to have some guests. We'll be bringing in some guests to talk about their moms. Wouldn't that be
Absolutely.
fun?
Yeah. Talk
Well,
about your
darling,
mom.
until next time, we're at our time limit of about 10 minutes.
All right.